Hey guys, and welcome back to the motorbike restoration project. Today's the big day. We're going to remove the engine from the bike and then it gives us the opportunity to start stripping down the front end. So let's have a look at what I've got to remove and the brackets and everything that's holding the engine into the frame itself, and then we'll hopefully have the engine out by the end of this episode. Here's the sprocket in question with the two 10mm. Now, obviously if you try to undo these, the whole chain will rotate. So what I've found is, if you shove a screwdriver in there, I mean if you can find another way of doing it, do so. Just to lock it off, and then you should be able to crack these two 10mm off. Right, there's the retaining plate I was talking about. So what you've got to do is rotate it till it lines up, and then it should come off. So there you go. So what you have is you've got teeth, which obviously line up with the teeth on the shaft. So it goes on, then it rotates slightly, so the teeth sit just behind, and that's what locks it into place. So now we take the gear off. So that's the gear now removed. That's the chain up out of the way, and now we are ready to look at removing the engine. So what we've got is it's held on. We've got one up here. We've got one there, we've got one down there. We then got this supporting bracket which is at the top here, which I'll remove that first. And then what we've got is a big one down here. So if we remove that bracket at the top first, and then we can undo the two back ones, undo the front one, and then we should be able to lift the whole engine out of the bike. Right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to remove this bracket completely. So you've got a 12mm nut and bolt, and then two 12mm nut and bolts at the top there. They look in reasonable condition, so hopefully they're not too difficult to remove. So what you need is a 12mm socket and a 12mm spanner. That seems extremely tight that side, so let's just try and do the nut first. So brackets in two halves. So it comes apart, but what we do is we put the nuts and bolts back through it, and then it all keeps it together, doesn't it? Right, we've got the top one off now. We're going to undo the back one first, which are two 14mm bolts with 14mm nuts on the other side. bottom one out first. There's one. And there's two. So now the back part of the engine is released. So what we'll do now is move around to the front part of the engine. Right, front part of the engine. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. It looks quite dark. It's just there, and it runs through underneath. Now obviously I can get the nuts off, but when I remove the bolt, the front end of the engine is going to drop down slightly. And that is now the last bolt, so now the engine should be free to lift out of the bike. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to lift the engine out, we're going to bring it out this way, and we're going to plonk it down here because that's where all the wires are running. Be careful of that earth wire. You might have to go out the other way actually. It doesn't seem to want to come out this way. Just make sure we're not trapped with any wires. What we do is bring the wires through. And there you go. There is the 125cc lump out of the frames. There you go guys, finally after quite a while we have the engine out of the frame, which means it makes the frame a hell of a lot lighter. It means that in the next episode we can concentrate on removing the front end, and then once that's removed we can remove the rear swing arm and any additional bits and pieces left on, rear springs, chain guard, the actual lever that connects the rear brake to the foot lever, and then we can start thinking about rubbing down the frame. We'll see what condition the frame is in once all the dirt and everything's been taken off it. Probably going to get it blasted, and then we can start thinking about getting it painted. Once the frame's painted, then I can start getting all the bushes, all the necessary parts to start rebuilding her. So yeah, it's coming along great, really happy, really wanted to get the engine out, and I've achieved that today, so I'm over the moon. So thanks for watching guys, I'll see you in the next episode where we start taking the front end off. Until then, have a great day and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye bye.